Greetings, class. We are in week 3, June 23rd through the 29th, and we are looking at psychosocial theory, chapters 4 and 5 this week. But one of the things I wanted to discuss specifically with you this week is the area where it says begin the diversity and ethics paper assignment, read about the assignment, locate the code of ethics, and choose a case study. I just wanted to give you some direction on getting started for this particular assignment. So you may look over here to the left where it says Diversity Ethics Paper Post Here. I'm going to click there, and you will see that the instructions come up there. And it says Diversity, Ethics, and Values Paper. It's due the 6th class session. Now this is only session 3, so you've got plenty of time if you start thinking about this now. It is due July 20th by 11:59, and it's worth 100 points. Students will need to refer to the Code of Ethics, and it's best to download the document as it is lengthy, so you necessarily need to print it or anything, but you're going to want to have access to that document when you're writing this paper. In order to do that, you can cut and paste right here. Take that, paste it into your browser, and then you'll need to click View the Code of Ethics button once you get there. And that's one of the resources that you're going to use. There's a couple of other things you're going to need too, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. Also, I have here are the specific instructions as they are written in your syllabus. So you can also refer to page 4 of your syllabus for this assignment. And here is the grading rubric posted here. These are the things you're going to be graded on and how you will be graded on those areas. So also here in this area are 2 PowerPoints. One is on ethics and one is on the hierarchy of principles. You will need you will need the ethics one for this particular paper, and I believe the hierarchy of principles will also be needed in the second assignment, which is the case study assignment. So watch both of those particular PowerPoints to prepare you for this project. This project sort of starts with this case and analyzing this case, and then you will move to the next case study, which can be found on page 7 in your syllabus. I don't want to get you too far ahead, but the two interact together. So that's why you have both the ethics here and the hierarchy of principles is there also. Wait a second. This is, okay, I'm going to have to, I'm going to have, that's going to be popping up occasionally. I'm not sure if you saw that pop up, but I'm going to have to just click out of it each time. I don't know if any of the rest of you have had any difficulties with your computers lately, but definitely I have been having some trouble with Blackboard and some of the other features here. However, let's move on. Here are some steps for the diversity ethics paper, and I'm going to post these in this week's session as well as here on the diversity ethics where you post your paper. But here's how I would start. I would read the instructions in detail. I would read them twice if you don't understand. Choose one of the cases listed on the syllabus, and that's on page 5 and 6 of your syllabus. There are cases listed there. You only need to pick one of those to complete the project. You'll review that case in detail, find and download the NASW Code of Ethics, and look at the bolded areas of the Code of Ethics to get a general idea of what it's all about. It's a very lengthy document, and so you will want to get an idea of the whole document, but you're going to need to pick and choose a couple of areas that you want to include in your paper, and that's why it's a good idea to review the whole document, look at the bolded areas, and see if you get a general idea of the structure of the NASW and how that might be utilized by social workers. Okay, once you have reviewed the Code of Ethics, I want you to think about what you already know about ethics and ethical dilemmas. What did you learn in your Intro to Social Work class and other courses that you may have had? And think about your case and what dilemmas you might anticipate as a social worker. I want you to think about what might happen or what issues might arise with this client. Because before writing, you will need to have a minimum of 2 areas that you address for that client. Areas that have to do with their race, ethnicity, national origin, social class, religion, physical or mental ability, and sexual orientation. You will want to watch the PowerPoints, which are provided in an additional week later. I think maybe week 5 or 4 or 5. But for now, you can use these PowerPoints here in this area. Just want to show you where we're at again. This is the area where you're going to post your paper, and this is what it looks like. But when you scroll down, the ethics, hierarchy of principles, and the plagiarism tutorial, if you have not had the plagiarism tutorial, you do need to take that as well before turning in your paper. Okay, so you'll watch the PowerPoints provided in this week. You'll think about your case and what dilemmas you might have seen. You'll think about the PowerPoints, and is there anything that you might have seen in the PowerPoints that would assist you with this client? Are there any, light bulb moments or anything like that that you think, oh, okay, I hadn't thought about that? That's why you watch the PowerPoints. Get you thinking about the ethics and this client. Okay, once you have viewed the PowerPoints, go back to the Code of Ethics, look at it, and decide on a couple of codes or subjects that would help you in dealing with this particular client that you chose. You will need to use the code number that relates to your specific client situation and how do you intend to assist the client. You also need to explain why you chose this dilemma as it relates to your client and what social work ethics and values would be employed to assist the client. So because you need to explain why you chose this, you're going to need to find 2 journal articles that demonstrate research in the area that you chose. So you're going to find 2 journal articles based on race, ethnicity, social class, religion, but you also need to tie those into this particular client and why you felt like those articles were relevant or whatever they suggested for this particular problem. Why is that a good idea here for this client? What opinion are you giving about that? 3 to 5 pages is required, the required length. The cover page and the reference are not included in the page numbers. I repeat, the cover page and reference pages are not included in the page number requirement. You must have 3 to 5 pages of actual work, not just cover page and reference page. There's a grading rubric that I put online. I showed it to you a minute ago. Right here is the grading rubric, and that will be used to grade your paper. It's a good idea for you to have it to look at. It's also found on page 5 of your syllabus. And this assignment directly relates to the case study assignment, as you may want to use the same case for that assignment. So it's not a bad idea to move a little forward and go ahead and look at what's coming in the future. The case study is on page 7 of your syllabus, and just look at that and see what you're going to need to know and how the 2 tie in together. They are related, so you would use possibly some of the same information, not a cut and paste, but it would be helpful to you to know what's coming when you're choosing your case study. And that is the basic explanation of this paper. That's how I would go about researching for the paper and deciding how I was going to do this. And the format that you use is however you want to use it. I would probably start with maybe an introduction of the client's case study, just a short couple of sentences. Okay, I'm going to write this one filming here. Letting us know who the client is, and then begin talking, begin writing about which area you chose, which areas, 2 areas, you chose to discuss about ethics in this client's situation. Be sure to include the numbers of the Code of Ethics and cite 2 journals. So I hope this has been helpful. Good luck, and please email me any questions that you might have.